Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhavatu Saha Veeryam Karavavahay Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Pathaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Kathitam Puranam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshim Bhagavati Ashtadashaധ്യായിനി Ambattvamanusantatami Bhagavad-gīte Bhagavad-dveshini Yam Brahma Varinendra Rudramardaha Sృణ్వంతి Divyaistavaihi Vevais Sangapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthitatadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyam na Vidussurasuraganaha Devaya Tasmai. Sloka number 51. Atadvitiyodhyayah. Shri Bhagavanuvāca Karmajam buddhi yuktahi Phalam tyaktva manishinaha Janma bandha vinirmuktaha Padam gacchantyanāmayam Yada te moha kalilam buddhir vyatitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya ca shruti vipratipannate yada sthasyati nischala samadhavacala buddhihi tada yogamavapsyasi. So Bhagavan talked about Karma Yoga up to 58th shloka. He explained what Karma Yoga is. Samatva Buddhi is Karma Yoga. Karmasu Kaushalam is Karma Yoga. And what are the principles behind this attitude of Karma Yoga? Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, etc. What is the benefit of Karma Yoga? And how great is Karma Yoga? Having said that, in the 51st shloka, he showed the connection between the sadhana of Karma Yoga and the sadhana of Jnana Yoga. That Karma Yoga will give this Chitta Shuddhi, purity of the mind, otherwise called fitness for Jnana Yoga. And fitness, when is there, then the person will pursue Jnana Yoga and he will attain Jnanam, which will lead into moksha. So the vision of Vedas, the vision of Bhagavad Gita is this. By Karma Yoga, by the sadhana of Karma Yoga, which includes Upasana Yoga, you attain the fitness for knowledge, pursuing knowledge, and then having attained the fitness, you pursue the knowledge itself and you will attain knowledge, and by knowledge you will be seeing yourself to be free. So Karma Yogena Chitta Shuddhi or Jnana Yogyata, Jnana Yogyena Jnanam, Jnanena Mokshaha. This is the vision of Vedas, vision of Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is considered to be the essence of Vedas. In Veda there is a Karma Kanda and Dana Kanda. The Karma Kanda part is summarized here by the discussion on the topic of Karma Yoga. And this Dana Kanda topic, Dana Kanda, the subject matter is summarized here by Sankhya Yoga. Therefore Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Vedas. And here in the 51st sloka it was said, when a person gives up the material benefit of the karma, focuses on inner growth, then he becomes manishi, he becomes a wise person, and he becomes free from janma bandha here itself, and he attains videha mukti, freedom even after the fall of the body. And this 51st sloka was explained by 52nd and 53rd. In the 52nd sloka, it was said that what will be the benefit of Karma Yoga? The Karma Yoga makes the person free from the Moha Kalilam, the delusion which is like a mist, which is covering my Viveka Shakti. And what is Moha? Considering the world to be the source of happiness. That delusion goes away when a person gets the Chitta Shuddhi. And then he will have Vairagyam, dispassion. And dispassion towards what? Towards all the objects experienced and the objects which are not experienced. This person will have healthy outlook towards everything. And that was the benefit of Karma Yoga. Then this Karma Yoga benefit will form the background for the Dana Yoga that was said in the 53rd sloka. Shruti Vipratipannate Yada Sthasyati Dischala Buddhihi. When your buddhi, which is Shruti Vipratipanna, generally it was confused because of listening to the description of various sense objects in the world and also in Shastra. So person will be having this anxiety to do so many things. Nowadays this problem they call shiny object syndrome. This is the new syndrome. Shiny object syndrome means what? Person cannot stay with one thing. Like that person will be changing the channel because person thinks that what I am seeing may not be so great, something better is there, something better is there. So like a child, whatever toy is given, he is not happy, always wants to have new. That is called shiny object syndrome. So all the time, either I will do this or I will do this, I will do that. No, it will be better, that will be better. That is called Shruti Vipratipanna, shiny object syndrome. So I like that expression, shiny object syndrome. Always you want something more shiny. What is there is was found shining for a few moments. Again you feel that no, something better may be there. This may not be great. Something better, something better. So Shruti Vipratipanna. And another meaning of Shruti Vipratipanna also we can take it, that person is somewhat exposed to the Shastra, but he listens to various Vedanta Vakyas, and because of that his buddhi is confused. That also is Shruti Vipratipanna. And that buddhi, when Achala Samadhau Achala Sthasyati. Sthasyati means will abide. In what? Samadhi. So the buddhi, the mind will abide in Samadhi. Here Samadhi has got the meaning Atma. When the buddhi will abide in Atma, how? Achala. Achala means free from doubts. Free from doubts regarding what is to be done, what is to be achieved, that he is free from. That is the primary stage. First he should be free from the doubts regarding the goal of life. He should be free from the doubts regarding what is the means to attain the goal of life. And later on he is free from the doubts regarding what is the vision of Vedanta. And he or she should be free from the doubts regarding the subject matter of Vedanta. That the subject matter of Vedanta is that you are Brahman. How can it be true? If I am Brahman, then how come I am feeling so limited, etc. So those doubts are removed. That is called Achala Buddhi. And after removing those doubts, person will have a conviction. I am Brahman. It is a fact for me. It is not that Shastra says, therefore I am Brahman. My Acharya says, therefore I am Brahman. I myself am seeing this fact. Yes, I am limitless Brahman. Like how you are seeing yourself to be a human being. You don't have any doubt about that. I hope so. So you will not have doubt whether I am a human being or not. You don't have doubt regarding your being a male or female. Generally not. They say there are some people who have got confusion regarding that. But generally there is no doubt. Similarly, I am giving this example to show the strength of conviction. The conviction person has that I am limitless Brahma. Whoever, anybody comes and raises any question, makes any statement, I will not be shaken by that. Any objection raised, I am able to answer. That is called Achala Buddhihi, Samshaya Rahita Buddhihi. And after that conviction also one problem remains. For a very long time it remains. And that is the problem of habitual error. Before getting this wisdom, I had this conclusion about myself. I am an individual. I am the doer, I have lot of punya, I have lot of papam. I think more papam. Generally people think I have more papam. So I have lot of papam, I have done so many things, I will be punished by God. And also I am a very small fellow, I am not so good, I am not acceptable. All these conclusions person had for very long time. Long time is not a word. In fact, those conclusions have been there since time beginningless. Not only in this life, in the previous life also we had. So these conclusions have been there for very, very long time, means time beginningless. And therefore, even after the vision, these old conclusions still govern my life. Even though I have got conviction, but the samskaras, the impressions of the old habit, they continue. And they govern my life, they control my life. So even though I know it, I am Brahman, I can teach others also. And if anybody asks, I will say I am Brahman only. But when certain crises happen, then my sense of individuality comes out. My ahankara vasana, mamakara vasana means this is mine, this is my country, this is my state. And something happened to that state, I am so much disturbed. Something happened to other state, no problem. My state it happened, my district it happened, my ashram it happened, my house it happened. So the mamakara vasana is very strong. Even though in Vedanta class, he may be teaching also others that everything is Brahman only. There is no difference. This Tamil Nadu also is Brahma, Karnataka also is Brahman. But Karnataka people doesn't give water. In Tamil Nadu people very angry. That Brahmatva Buddhi goes away. How can they do like this? And that is called habitual error. Aham Buddhi, Mama Buddhi. Something happened to my brother, my sister, my child. It disturbs. Even though conviction is there, but my brother, my sister, that samskara remains. And certain raga samskara remains. Certain thing you like. And therefore it happens, some elation comes. If it doesn't happen, some little bit frustration comes. Even though you know you are Brahman. I am Brahman, this knowledge is there, but for some time, this old samskara govern my life. And some people have some hatred towards certain things. So even after knowing oneself to be Brahman, if this habitual error is not removed, certain things happen that disturbance comes. Suppose his integrity is doubted. Person feels disturbed. Dvesha is there, hatred. How can somebody tell me like this? Hey, you are Asanga. You are not honest also, dishonest also. You are the Sakshi of honesty and dishonesty. But this somebody, Swamiji, how can you tell like this? I am Brahman, I know, but how can somebody tell me like this? If you are Brahman, then Brahman is not honest or dishonest. But this samskara is so powerful that nobody should tell me anything. That some people are so touchy about it. Therefore, what happens? In spite of having knowledge, this disturbance comes because of habitual error. And that is removed by nididhyasana. It takes so many years for most of the people. So repeated shravanam, repeated contemplation, by that slowly this samskara, the wrong habits, habitual errors, they go away. And then the buddhi is called nischala. So achala means free from doubts and nischala means free from habitual error. And such buddhi, when it becomes, then you will attain yoga. Here yoga means jnana nishtha, abiding wisdom. Not going, coming wisdom, abiding wisdom, which is called yoga. Why is it called yoga? One commentator nicely says, yoga janyatvat, yoga phalatvat yoga. Karma yoga, upasana yoga, dana yoga, all three yogas lead to this abiding wisdom. Therefore it is called yoga. So here Bhagavan, from his side, he concluded the teaching. What is the teaching? That by karma yoga you prepare yourself and understand yourself to be free, and this knowledge itself is freedom. That is the vision Bhagavan gave. And from his side, he doesn't have to say anything more. In fact, Arjuna, if you understand this, what is the place of karma? You do your duty. Even though doing this duty itself will not give you moksha, but doing the duty will prepare you for getting that knowledge which is the means for moksha. So as a contributory factor, do your duty. As a factor contributory to Jnanam and moksha, do your duty. Bhagavan showed the place of everything. Karma has a place, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam have got place, and Jnanam is the final means. So he gave this vision. But Arjuna had some doubt. In fact, Arjuna might be waiting. He kept quiet because general decorum is that when other person is talking, you should not talk. Sometimes people do talk. They, both of them will be talking. Especially in phone it happens very often. So both of them will be talking. But general etiquette is that when other person is talking, you keep quiet. Even though you are about to start but other person started first, you keep quiet. So Arjuna allowed Bhagavan to unfold the vision. And now he has some question, one question, and therefore he is presenting it in the next shloka. Arjuna uvacha sthita pragnasya ka bhasha samadhisthasya keshava sthitadhi kim prabhasheta किमासीत व्रजेत किम. So Arjuna is asking a question about a wise person. And what is his mind behind asking this question? Arjuna already listened to that person has to do sadhana of karma yoga for very big length of time. Then he has to get Chitta Shuddhi. Then he has to do Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. And then he gets Jnanam. Now, so much we do. And we get Jnanam. Will it bring some inner transformation in my life or not? Because sometimes you work for something and when final result comes, oh my God, this is what is the result. I should not have wasted my years for this. So Arjuna wants to know whether this knowledge attained by so many steps of sadhana, will it bring some change in my life, some transformation in my life, or it will remain only information? I want transformation in my life. I don't want simple information. So that is his mind. Second thing is that inner transformation, if it is there by this knowledge, how will it be expressed? Transformation will be inner, but that inner transformation, how will it be expressed? He wants to know, so that he can be very sure that yes, see, this person got knowledge and he got benefit. Like, in advertisements, I took this medicine, my diabetes went away. That's how he is there. So similarly, he wants to see some models that yes, this person gets knowledge and because of knowledge this happens. And one more reason for Arjuna to ask can be, he wants to know what are the traits of those wise people so that he can follow them. Because whatever is spontaneous for a wise person can become the quality to be developed by the sadhaka. He cannot get in the measure the wise person has, but to some extent he can develop those qualities. So what is spontaneous for a wise person can become something to be deliberately cultivated by a seeker. And one more is, if I know that this person is a wise person because of these traits, then perhaps I can learn from him. So it will help me to identify a wise person, thereby I can learn from that wise person. So with this mind, Arjuna is asking the question, what are the traits of a wise person? What is the description of a wise person? This is a common question among the sadhaka, especially in the initial stage. This particular question remains. When I should be considered to be a wise person? And another topic among the sadhakas is our Guruji wise person or not? They ask us, Swamiji, are you a wise person or not? This Swamiji, sometimes they feel shy to ask Swamiji directly. So they ask Swamiji about that Swamiji, what do you think? Ramana Maharshi was a wise person or not? Ramakrishna Paramahans was a wise person or not? Swami Vivekananda was a wise person or not? Swami Chinmayananji was a wise person or not? Puja Swami Dayanandji was a wise person or not? People have this question. And there will be always some people who say he was not a wise person. If some stories regarding Ramana Maharshi also people read, his disciple had written, if they read, some people may get doubt that why he was doing like this. People may have a doubt. There is no wise person who was free from any doubtful behavior. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, many people have questions. Recently it became a controversy that he was eating fish. So if he is eating fish, how can he be a wise person? People have this. The Swami Vivekananda, he was very fond of this cigarette, fond of this fish, etc. How can he be a wise person? So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa also used to have hookah. Hookah, you know what is hookah? That is this smoking device. Smoking device. So people have this. No wise person will be accepted as a wise person by all. No wise. I have not seen any wise person who is free from the description which can create doubt. It will create doubt. Still, you will see, some people will consider some person to be a wise person and some people not to be a wise person. That I have seen. Some people say Ramana Maharshi was definitely a wise person. But about Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, I don't know. About Swami Vivekananda, I don't know. About your Swamis, I don't know. Some people will say. Whereas Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was definitely a wise person. People have this question. And we don't have any standard meter. Like, okay, we put him on the test. So if these parameters are there, then he is a wise person. There is no such thing. Therefore, Arjuna also has this, that whom to consider a wise person. What is the description of a wise person? And his question can be representative of a common misunderstanding people have about a wise person. And what are the misunderstandings about a wise person? People say, wise person will speak very softly. So therefore, they will speak very softly. And most of the time, even when they speak, half they will be meditative only. Like somebody who has woken up from sleep, how will he speak? So like that, a wise person is most of the time in meditative state only, and therefore he will be finding very difficult to speak to the world. Some group of people went to see one Swami, and that Swami is told that, see, I was in that plane of consciousness, so now I am coming down. So people will think he is a wise person, whereas other person will dismiss him. That what type of wisdom he has, that is coming and down, is what is like a fever or what? So people will, fever comes and fever goes down, goes away. So like that, wisdom is that Tattvad aprachyuto bhavet. Karika says that wise person is the one who never deviates from wisdom. So this type of one mistake people have, one misunderstanding people have, that a wise person will be speaking softly or meditatively. That is one thing. Some people have funny idea. More funny idea is that wise person will not have any disease. Because of wisdom, all disease go away. And he will have a robust health. Means Vivekananda is a wise person. Why? Because he looks very strong. So wise person means should be very strong physically also. Some people think that wise people must be able to do some miracle. Means wise people should have some siddhi. One organization is there in Bangalore some years ago. Nowadays I don't think they have this idea. But he said, for anybody to be a wise person, we have got two tests. They have tests also. One is that person should remain in the room alone without doing anything. 7 days. Means he should not have any book or anything. He should be able to be there 7 days without doing anything. But food they will give, I suppose, that much. Otherwise that also will have. So they one test. That is easy. I said, that I can pass. But second is, they should do small miracle. Means they should produce something. Like they do like this, and something should come out. Some ring or bhasma or something should come out. So people have this, that a wise person should have the ability to do miracles. And the belief is that wise person, some people think wise person will not have any interaction with the world. He or she should be always in samadhi. Whenever you go, you should be in samadhi. Very rarely for food he comes out. So Ramana Maharshi was telling that I was sleeping and people thought samadhi. Sometimes he was samadhi also, but sometimes he was sleeping and still people felt samadhi. People want to believe. He was in samadhi, we don't doubt that. But sometimes he was sleeping, but people will think, oh, he is a great wise person because he is in samadhi. So people think that wise person should remain always in samadhi. He should not do any activity. That was in olden days. Nowadays people have another thing. Opposite. Wise person should be always busy doing the seva to the society. Wise person is the one who do social service, who serves the society, then only is a wise person. Another meaning. All these are misunderstandings about this wise person. And Arjuna's sentence also, if we take superficially, then it will indicate this misunderstanding. What? Sthita pragnasya ka bhasha. Sthita pragna means a wise person with abidance. Sthita pragna yasya. A person whose understanding is abiding, steady. A person with jnana nishtha, abidance in knowledge. Of such a person, ka bhasha, what is his language? Some people think that wise people will speak only Sanskrit. Or wise person will keep always quiet, they will not speak. So Arjuna is asking, what will be language? Will there be any language? Or he will keep quiet? What will be his language? And Samadhisthasya Keshava. Here Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he uses another word for a wise person. Samadhisthasya. One who is abiding in Atma. Stha means abiding. Samadhi means Atma. So Arjuna is asking in the first line, what is the language of a wise person? But this is not correct meaning. Correct meaning is what? Bhashyate anaya iti bhasha. What are the characteristics of a wise person? So bhasha here means lakshanani. What are the characteristics of a wise person? And then sthita dihi, another third word for a wise person. One whose understanding is steady. Kim prabhasheta. This sentence can be seen in two ways. If we take it superficially, which represents the misunderstanding of regarding wise person, that is prabhasheta kim. Will wise person speak or not? Or he will keep quiet only. That is superficial meaning. Real meaning is kim prabhasheta means katham prabhasheta. How wise person will respond verbally to different situations. Generally what happens, an ignorant person, when something which I like happens, then I say ho, ha, etc. Wow, wonderful, great. And so many adjectives. Some people are, they are very fond of giving this, what is called hyperbolic language. Always big. Supreme, greatest, wonderful, nothing like that. The best thing, all this. Pujya Swamiji used to say, you should use the adjective very carefully. For small thing itself, you have used the big adjectives. That this is supreme, wonderful, great. Then you get something, a higher degree of happiness. How will you describe? Already exhausted. Therefore, use proper adjective. Some people have the habit of telling any pain, no, unbearable pain. Unbearable. Small pain also, big description only. Then big pain, they don't have words. So people generally, verbally, they respond to the situation in a very exaggerated manner. How a wise person will respond verbally to different situations, pleasant and unpleasant. And ignorant people have another habit. Something I like, I will praise it. Somebody I like, I praise it so much. So much I praise it. Nobody is like him and he is the greatest person in the world, he is the most smartest person and all this. And after a few days he said, I don't talk to that person. Therefore one Swamiji said very nicely, I like this. He says, Saraho mat, nindana padega. Means, he said, don't praise anybody too much. Because chances are that the same person you may have to criticize. Then what will you do? You have to hide your face because the same person you had glorified him so much. In politics, this happens. They join BJP, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the greatest leader, etc. And then he comes out, then he said, very corrupt fellow. Or whatever. So, you express it moderately, but generally this is how verbal response of ignorant people is. How will wise person respond verbally to different situations? That is the meaning of Kim Prabhasheta and Kim Asita. Literally Kim Asita means whether he will sit. Kim means whether will he sit or not, or he all the time standing. There are some what is called sannyasi or sannyasi like people who have taken the vratam of remaining all the time in standing position. In Gujarat I know, उसको बोलते हैं खड़े श्री बापू. So all the time they remain in standing only. All the time, and he will have some platform. He will keep his hand on that, and people will come. It's such a big thing. We are not able to stand for 10 minutes. This person is standing for years together. So whether this wise person will sit or not, that's a very superficial meaning, representing misunderstanding. But the real meaning is Kim Asita means Katham Asita. How will he sit mentally when he is not interacting with the world? In case of ignorant person, you see how your mind is entertaining different thoughts when you are not interacting with the world. Somebody very nicely said, the quality of the mind is decided by the platform the mind is resting on. When you are busy with the world, you have to think about that object, you have to think about that person. But when you are not interacting, you are going by train, you are not doing anything. That time, what type of thoughts you are entertaining, that decide the quality of the mind. So, generally in case of ignorant person, the mind will be resting on worries. Chinta. Worries. What will happen? What will happen? What will happen? Or some criticism, mental criticism. Why he can do like, how can he do like this? He should not have done like this. I will not do it. So either criticism, mental criticism, or worries. So Arjuna is asking how the wise person will be sitting mentally. What will be his mental life? In modern language, mental life. What will be his mental life? Mental occupation. Kim Asita. How will he or she sit mentally? Second question. Third is Kim Vrajeta. Superficially speaking, whether he will walk or not, or he will sit only in one place. Kim Vrajeta, will he walk? That is superficial meaning. Real meaning is Katham Vrajeta. How will he conduct himself? How will he conduct himself? How will he interact with the world? What will be his mind frame when he is interacting with the world? Kimasita means when he is not interacting, what will be his mind? And Vrajeta Kim means with what mind frame he will be interacting with the world. Generally people interact with the world with the idea of getting some happiness. I have to talk to this person, he will do this job. I will flatter this person, he will help me. I will shout at this fellow so that he will do my job. So, person will have the interaction with the world to get fulfillment. That is the difference between the wise person. We are going to see that. Ignorant person does something to become fulfilled. He thinks that if I do this, I will be fulfilled. Whereas the wise person, we will see, he does not do something to be fulfilled. Being fulfilled, he does what is to be done. So Arjuna wants to know that Kim Vrajeta, how will he interact with the world? Generally, ignorant person will be interacting with the world like a beggar. Give me some happiness, give me some shanti, give me some security. We are seeking security from people, security from things, some love. I want to be loved. And there is anxiety that I should not be lagging behind. There is one more syndrome they talk about nowadays, is FOMO syndrome. FOMO. FOMO syndrome, have you heard? FOMO means what? FOMO. And FOMO, have you heard about FOMO syndrome? FOMO syndrome means fear of missing out. Fear of missing out means what, you know? There is an anxiety now, especially young generation. What? I should not be anyway behind my friends, my peers, in terms of knowledge, in terms of gadgets, in terms of any activity. Means I have anxiety that I should not be behind anybody, in the sense that somebody is knowing so many things about the modern technology, etc., and I don't know. That should not happen. And somebody has some news, I don't have the news. Somebody has got this what is called 14th generation, I think Apple 14th generation phone, I don't have that. That is called FOMO, FOMO syndrome. Fear of missing out something. Information, possession, trends. Oh, I am still in the earlier trend. That person has already gone one step ahead. So that fear is there. I should not be anyway lagging behind. And with that mind alone, person will be doing things. So that's why people are so much on this social media, internet. Why? Because this FOMO. They may not be knowing that they have FOMO, but they have this, that I should not be behind anybody. People ask, do you know this? And I don't like to say no. I should be saying, yes, I know all this. I will give you all information. Before he opens his mouth, I will start talking. That is what I want. Do you know what is happening over Chandrayaan 3, where it has reached, you know? Whether it is in the Earth orbit or in the Moon orbit, do you know? When it is going to reach, you know? I had read this when he started, I know. Afterwards, Chandra, he slept, I also slept. The person doesn't want this. And therefore, this ignorant person will be interacting with the world out of fear. I do not want to lag behind. So Arjuna wants to know whether wise person has such consideration. What will be the frame of mind of a wise person when he is interacting with the world? So three things totally four things he asked. Lakshana, the Bhasha means Lakshana, description in general, and three specific Lakshanas. The first question was description of a wise person in general, and three questions regarding specific attributes. How will he speak? How will he rest mentally? And how will he interact with the world? Arjuna wants to know. So that to the extent it is possible, he can follow, and also he can know that this wisdom is expressed in the form of some inner transformation. So with that mind, he asked this question. Now Bhagavan is answering this question in the next sloka. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatam Atmanyevatmana Tushtaha Sthita Pragnastadochyate. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Shri Bhagavan told. And now from the 55th sloka up to the 72nd sloka, the 18 slokas, Bhagavan is talking about the traits, the characteristics of a wise person. A wise person who has abiding wisdom. And the second topic he is going to talk about is the means for getting that abiding wisdom. How to become a wise person and what are the characteristics of a wise person. So these two topics he is going to talk about. Even though Arjuna asked for only the traits, but Bhagavan being very compassionate, he also talks about how to get that abiding wisdom. So these are the two topics Bhagavan is talking in 18 slokas. These 18 slokas are very popular. Gandhiji made it very popular. Sita Prajna Lakshana, the separate, it will be mentioned in the book. Alright. Now, answering to this question, what is the characteristic of a wise person? The first and the prime characteristic of a wise person is he has wisdom. That's all. Who is a wise person? Who has wisdom. Simple answer is that. Yasya jnanamasti sahajnani. That's all. The simple answer, the fundamental answer is, who is wise person? Who has got wisdom. Like who is a rich man? Who has got richness, wealth, money, is called rich. Similarly, wise person is that who has wisdom. What wisdom? I am limitless Brahma. All that is here is Brahma. That Brahman I am. This wisdom he has. She has. Now, how that wisdom is getting expressed in various ways, that is being described here. And the first characteristic of a wise person described here is that the wise person is free from desires. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. Hey Partha, hey Arjuna, Prajahati. When a person gives up, Prajahati means completely gives up. Not that in some period of frustration people give up the desires. When depression is there, person will say, I don't want anything. You please leave me alone. You leave me alone. I don't want anything. So that is not called here Prajahati, Kaman. Or in deep sleep also we give up desires. That is not described here. Prakarshena Jahati. So he gives up properly, adequately, and also removing the cause for the desire. So Prakarshena means very well he gives up desires, means he gives up the desire along with the roots of desire. And what is the root of desire? The root of desire is sense of limitation. Apurnatva buddhihi. I consider myself to be limited and therefore I have got desires. The wise person is free from that, the sense of limitation, because he knows himself to be limitless and therefore he gives up desires. And here we need to know one more thing, that desires are of two types. One is called binding desires, other as non-binding desires. Binding desires are those, if they are not fulfilled, then a person feels disturbed. That is called binding desires. Like a person wants to come first in particular exam, and if he does not come, he feels very depressed and sometimes even he commits suicide. That type of desire, when the fulfillment will give me elation and non-fulfillment give me depression, frustration, that type of desire is called binding desires. And the desires which are not controlling me, in the sense, if they are fulfilled, it is fine. Not fulfilled, also fine. I will not be disturbed. That type of desire is called non-binding desires. And these non-binding desires, we can call them preferences. It is something like you take tea and coffee both. You like both. And you went to somebody's place and they ask you, what will you take? You say coffee. And they said, okay. And from inside the kitchen, the message comes that today coffee is not there. Then what? Okay, tea. So then your desire, you express your desire, coffee. But even coffee was not there, it did not disturb you at all. You said tea. So then your desire for coffee will be called non-binding desires. Here, see, some of you might have come to see the ashram and you were told that classes are there. Oh, classes are there? Oh, okay, we'll attend. No, but today is not there. Okay. You don't feel disturbed at all. If they are there, you will attend. Not there also, okay. Lunch is there. So, if lunch is not there, disturb. So, I generally give this example that people, some people, not all of you, but some people may have this. We are going to the ashram. If classes are there, we'll attend. Not there, we're okay. So that type of desire to attend the class is what? Non-binding desires. Binding desires means what? I have heard that today they are going to give some very nice sweet. I want to have that. And when your turn came, it was over. Suppose a long queue and over. Then you feel disturbed. So your desire for that sweet is what? Binding desire. I am giving a very innocent example. My son should marry this girl and he marries somebody from different community. Then what? I am so disturbed. That is what? Binding desire. Non-binding desire means what? If he marries, fine. Whomsoever he marries in our community, fine. Whomsoever he likes, let him marry. I wish that he marries this community girl, but otherwise okay. Then it is what? Non-binding desire. So in our life we have binding desires and non-binding desires. But every ignorant person will have some binding desires. You can ask yourself, what is my binding desire? You will have some list. Swamiji, this desire is not fulfilled, I feel disturbed. So non-fulfillment of whichever desire disturbs you, that is binding desire. You ask yourself. People say sometimes, Swamiji, I don't have any desire, everything okay, Bhagavan is very great. But they say like this. But we say from next month your pension will not come. Disturbed. So you cannot say that. People think like that sometimes. That is also a good thing. I encourage such feeling. Some people say, Swamiji, I am very blessed. I don't want anything. I know one person says like this.
Contentment.
Huh?
Contentment.
Huh?
Contentment.
Contentment. So, but this contentment sometimes is based on certain conditions. Since what I want is already getting fulfilled, therefore I say everything okay. So one lady was telling me this. He said, Swamiji, my husband keeps on telling everybody, say, I don't ask for any specific food, whatever she makes, I eat. But Swamiji, I am already giving him whatever he wants. Why should I complain? So wife, she doesn't like husband to take that credit. But whatever is husband, some husbands have that habit of putting wife down. So they say, I don't ask Swamiji anything. Whatever she makes, I eat. So sometimes our contentment is because we are getting what we want. You ask that, if you don't get. The wise person is the one who doesn't have any binding desire. Means nothing can disturb him or her. If you say this happened, good. This did not happen, okay, fine. So that is called Kaman Prajahati. And kaman, which are manogatan, obtaining in the mind. This has got some philosophical significance. Some people, some philosophers consider desire to be the quality of Atma. To dismiss that, it is said manogatan kaman. The desires which are obtaining in the mind. Desire is a quality of the mind, not Atma. Self is free from desires. So manogatan kaman prajahati. But some people may think that Swamiji, what type of depressed life this wise person will have? No desire, means no excitement. If you have desire and you get, then you will have excitement, something to celebrate. What will be his life? No desire. There are some people, though, you cannot make them happy because they are always, okay, we made this. Puja Swamiji used to say, some Zen master, no? If you tell them, I love you, I love you too. I mean, that's all. See, there is no response, there is no excitement. To live with such a person is a boredom, and we sympathize with the person. So, wise person is not having the desire, so his life must be a depressed life. Because in our life, we find joy when our desires are fulfilled. If we don't have desires, then there will be no question of fulfillment. And if fulfillment of desire is not there, life will be boring, bland life. Therefore, some people, they don't like some Swamis, Swamiji, you don't even ask any time to make anything. Whatever is there, I will eat. Whatever is there, you eat. You never tell. You tell Swamiji. So they feel sympathize with me. Swamiji, you are eating same thing every day, same boiled vegetable. I said, is that boiled vegetable is there, no? So idea is that many people think that the life of a wise person will be very boring. Why? He doesn't have desire. So that possible wrong conclusion is dismissed in the next line. Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. It should be pronounced properly. Tushtaha, not dushtaha. In Tamil, ta and da are same. Therefore say tushtaha, they will say dushtaha. In Sanskrit, dushtaha means a wicked person. So don't say a wise person is a dushtaha. He said tushtaha. Tushtaha means satisfied, contented. With what? Atmani eva. In oneself. Atmana eva. By oneself. So he is contented, happy in himself, with himself. With the self, in the self. This we can understand when we do the contrast. The contrast is an ignorant person who is not a wise person. He will be tushtaha when vishayeshu. With regard to the objects, he is happy. When he thinks of pizza or ice cream. So, ignorant person is tushtaha vishayeshu. Swamiji, I am looking forward to this program. So, vishayeshu tushtaha. When something happens, some object, some situation, some person, with regard to them, this ignorant person is happy. Vishayeshu tushtaha. Whereas wise person is not happy with regard to a particular object. He is happy in himself, means his happiness does not depend upon any object. And ignorant person is happy with the help of some organs. Objects are there, but I can enjoy only when I have organs. So ignorant person, vishayeshu indriyehi tushtaha. Ignorant people are happy with regard to some objects and with the help of some organs. My eyes, through my eyes, I want to enjoy the beauty. Through my ears, I want to enjoy the music. Through my tongue, I want to enjoy different tastes. This is ignorant person. Anatmani, anatmana tushtaha. with the non-self objects, with the non-self organs, he is tushtaha. Whereas the wise person is Atmani tushtaha, means he doesn't require any object to be happy. Therefore, sometimes wise people are compared to Unmatta. Unmatta means this mad people. Why? Because mad people, all of a sudden they are happy. We don't find any reason for him to be happy. So we think that he is happy just like that. He is mad fellows. So wise person also looks like that. He is just happy. He doesn't have any external reason to be happy. Just happy. He is appreciating himself to be Ananda Swarupa. So Ananda Swarupe Atmane Tushtaha. Atmana Tushtaha means by the appreciation of the Atma, he is happy. With regard to Atma and by the appreciation of oneself, he is Tushtaha. So what is the locus? What is the adhikarana for him to be happy? Atma. And what is the means for him to be happy? Atma. Atma Jnanena, Atmana can be taken as Atma Jnanena, Purna Atmani Tushtaha. You can imagine that what a nice life it is. You do not require anything to be happy, to be satisfied, to be acceptable to yourself. You are completely acceptable to yourself. That is called Atmani Eva Atmana Tushta. You do not have the pressure to become somebody. Generally we have pressure. I want to become a wise person, I want to become this person, I want to become this person. Becoming, the struggle of becoming is samsara. Wise person is free from that. Tada, when a wise person is free from these desires and the wise person is happy with himself, then he is called Sita Prajna. Sita Prajna means a person of abiding wisdom. Uchyate means called. So two things are talked about here. One is the wise person, a person of abiding wisdom is the one who is free from binding desires. This is trait number one. Second is the wise person is the one who is happy with himself, in himself. Doesn't require anything to be happy. And that is the main lakshana. This is the main description of a wise person. Other things are the derivatives. Because of this trait, he will have some other traits. Those details we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnam